Tell you what, diving at night feels like another universe. It is something out of this world. So this was actually the first dive of the season for Express Water Sports for me this year, and going out with those guys at night to this location, you kind of go at twilight. And Dr. Aaron Burge from Coastal Carolina University was a professor of mine for a few semesters, and he takes the Coastal Scuba Club out there sometimes to be able to go and experience collecting data and being able to do coral reef restoration projects and do some studies on that, so the students know how to do some of that and take that to different labs around the world. As time goes and you still want to collect some footage, I actually on this dive asked Ryan, the boat captain, to see if I could take my camera housing, my FX30, which was out of that camera housing, and a drone. I had all the gear with me on the boat this time. So I was trying to capture some footage again, Ryan, of him, so that we can go ahead and make some more content for this doc I'm creating, this scuba diving mini doc type thing, and then also be able to capture some footage just to have some for fun, right? Some B-roll for this, for my own stuff. So I had 2 different cameras on board plus the drone, so it was quite a lot. So on the first dive that we did, it was still twilight. The sun was still peeking over, rays coming through the water and the sun at this level, because it was completely different. Usually when the sun's all over top, it's a whole different look, but when from the side you can see the rays peeking through the waves on the top of the water very slightly. And this wreck is not a deep dive, it's only about 40-50 feet. And as we kind of came down and went into the water, it was cool to try and test the autofocus at lower light levels. I had to change a little bit of settings to be able to make sure and match what I could to be able to capture the right footage at the time in those moments. And as we're testing the autofocus and going around a bunch of pillars that this dive site has, Burge, my partner, was spearing, and I was trying to capture footage and test and feel out the autofocus underwater. As you utilize some of these mirrorless cameras underwater, you got to be very careful about the particulate that's in the water. If there's a lot, you're going to see autofocus bounce a lot in and out. If I was focusing on a particular subject and I wanted to change to something else, it would actually take it a lot longer and a lot harder to be able to focus to that next subject, because I didn't want it to bounce so quick. I felt like if I had a subject in the moment, I can go ahead and keep it on that subject versus worry about it later. So there was a little bit of tweaking on that to making sure that it was doing what I wanted to do in the moment it was, and there was some trial and error within that. We got up on the boat, and it was neat because everyone's super excited for the night dive. It's beginning to be a great dive, great visibility, everyone's stoked, and I decided to take the drone up and get some shots of the sunset and everything, but they were like, hey, can we get a group shot? And yeah, absolutely. So everyone kind of colored it together and group shots over the sunset, and it was a great night to be able to experience 11 Mile. It was a surreal experience to experience 11 Mile in that moment. The next dive is when it's going to be black, pitch black. But we are going into a night dive with no lights for the camera itself. So relying on a couple different things. One, my dive buddy, as well as my own OrcaTorch that I did have that wasn't attached to the camera itself. So being able to go in there and finagle and have some creativity with it was pretty neat, because as a cinematographer, we love to have things backlit, right? And so having dive lights on this camera before I get to experience it is quite interesting to me, because you definitely want things as backlit as possible, but it being in a natural underwater environment, you're not going to get that option unless you're pointing up at something, right? Because if you're pointing up, you're pointing towards the surface, that's pointing towards the sun, right? So I was trying to play with it a little bit, and I was having the camera in one hand this side and then the light on this side, and being able to kind of point the light in one direction and being able to capture the footage in another direction was difficult by all means, but also being able to fight the current at the same time, right? The lights that you have and the glow sticks that the team from Express tied to our tanks. We decided to go towards the plane wreck, and recommend. Go check that out. You can see the wings and everything over there. We ended up seeing some sea slugs and such. I was with a marine biologist, Dr. Aaron Burge, and he was cool to be able to point some things out to me and show me some little things. And he looked at me and goes this, and then points towards this, and I'm sitting there shooting everything I can with my camera in order to make sure that the shots that I'm getting are just unique and on different things. So there's some really cool fish and things that we ended up capturing. You don't really know what to expect except for seeing the boat and the shimmer from the lights on the boat onto the waves that are at the top of the water. The coolest shot came to mind. It's almost like a scene out of Call of Duty because you're in this moment when there's pitch black waves and there's just this light peeking on the top of the crests of the waves as you're going. And as I surfaced, the boat came into frame with the camera, and I got so excited. The feeling in that moment that I had to be able to capture the shots that are in that moment, it was surreal and it really exciting to me. There was a lot of unique aspects to that particular moment. Tell you what, this dive taught me what gear can't and what lighting does reveal. To be honest with you, as the deeper I go, the more that I don't really understand and know just yet. I'm excited to learn more, and I'm excited to take my skills and compound on them over time and adapt to situations that are just so unique in my own eyes, and accept the challenge and move forward. The next episode that we're going to have here soon is the Charleston 60, a place where not only did I get to hang out with sharks, but I got to be with sharks and spend so much time with them underwater. It was absolutely unreal. Stuart and I got the craziest shark diving experience that we have ever had in our lives, and to be able to just connect with those guys, you guys have to watch the episode. It's crazy. It is everything that you could possibly imagine it would be like diving with sharks.